What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well. I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our duchessa. It seems we underestimated Siana rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Siana planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Siana, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Siana murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you can always ask her yourself.
Think it's a good idea? After all, we foiled her carefully planned scheme. Think she'll even want to?
Talk to you? Would it harm you in any way to try? Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Siana locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her. Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Detloff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Siana.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence. She treated Detloff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
Dámy a páni, monštra a monštry, nazdar a vítajte pri ďalšej epizóde Zaklínača 3 divoký hon, vítajte pri ďalšej epizóde Datadisku o Víne a o Krvi. Ako ste videli, túto scénu som nechal, pretože ja som celkovo toto celé nahrával, to stretnutie s tým chlapcom, čo čistíte boty a celé toto skúmanie a hľadanie toho, kto mal byť 5. obeť. Ja som to celé nahrával. V prípade, že by sa objavilo niečo nové, jelikož hráme iný ending, tak v prípade, že by sa objavilo niečo nové, nejaká nová scéna alebo nejaký nový rozhovor, tak som to pre istotu nahrával. A zdalo sa mi, že tuto na konci, že teraz tento rozhovor s Regisom bol troška iný, než ako si ho pamätám z toho prvého prechodu, alebo z toho prvého endingu. Zdá sa mi, že Regis bol tentokrát o mnoho viac nasraný na Sianu. Ono je to pochopiteľné, pretože so Sianou sme sa ani nestretli a dokonca ani neprišla na stretnutie s Detlaffom a Detlaff nakoniec kvôli tomu chcípol. Takže v podstate Regis jej to dáva stále za vinu, zatiaľ čo v tom prvom endingu Detlaff sa ju pokúsil na konci zabiť, takže to mohol dávať za vinu Regis aj Detlaffovi samotnému, že proste chceli sme to spraviť mierumilovnou cestou, ale Detlaff to proste odmietol. Teraz bohužiaľ Detlaff nemal ani žiadnu šancu to odmietnúť alebo skúsiť zabiť Sianu, takže teraz je jasné, že Regis to celé zvaluje na Sianu a teda tým pádom absolútne som nechcel mať nič spoločné, pretože je možné, že by ju dokonca zabil. OK, Takže tento rozhovor som preto nechal a teraz ideme na promluviť si so Sianou, pravda, že tam ideme, pretože mám taký pocit, že teraz, jelikož my sme so Sianou vlastne neboli v tom rozprávkovom svete, tak celý tento rozhovor by sa tiež mohol vyvíjať trošička inak, než ako sa vyvíjal, keď sme tam boli prvýkrát. Navyše, nezabúdajte, že Geralt moc o Siane teraz nevie, v podstate v tomto prechode Geralt Sianu videl akurát na Duntine, kde zistil, že je to dvojtvárna zmija, ktorá za toto celé môže. A odtedy sa s ňou nevidel. A jediné, čo o nej v podstate vedel, alebo čo o nej zistili až teraz, že plánovala vraždu kňažnej. Čiže jediné, čo Geralt o Siane vie, že je to pekná mrcha. Čiže nemá nejaký dôvod rozprávať sa s ňou trebárs pekne, alebo nemá nejaký dôvod byť na ňu milý a skúsiť to vyriešiť nejak mierumilovne, povedzme.
Halt!
Need to see Siana, urgently.
In the matter of?
A je podezrelá z osnovaní vraždy kniežny. Takže tak sa k nej budeme vlastne teraz aj správať k Siane.
New facts have come to light. Need them explained. Seems she was planning your Duquesse's assassination.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
OK, poďme sa teraz pozhovárať so Sianou, ale predpokladám, že teraz ten rozhovor bude prebiehať trošička inak, než naposledy.
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Hey, Siana. Sorry to intrude, but I gotta ask you something.
I've nothing to say to you. You're the one who put me in here. Have you forgotten?
Sure, but you are here. So what's the harm in talking? Got something better to do?
What do you want? Be brief.
Vidíte, aj samotná Siana je k nám o mnoho odmeranejšia, pretože sme spolu neboli v tom rozprávkovom svete, čiže sme spolu nič nezažili, nič o nej nevieme a tým pádom je k nám úplne odmeraná, ako k cudzej osobe, že jo? Tohle väzenie nie je zas tak špatné.
This cell. Downright cozy. Second time you've been incarcerated in altogether pleasant conditions. Always seem to land on your feet.
I wouldn't say that. I get no privacy here. But it is clean, because I cleaned it.
They do say cleaning can be relaxing.
It isn't. It's a horrible, thankless task. But I'm not one to leave anything undone. For instance, before I left Nazaire, I also tidied my room. Even made my bed. I knew I'd never return. But I despise leaving unfinished business. Messes. Loose ends.
Dogged determination. Guess that's admirable.
I was praised for it as a little girl. Only for that, in fact.
Well, nič nenechá nedorobené. To niečo hovorí o tom, čo nechala nedorobené, a to je... Ešte nezabila kňažnu. Potkal som pár žebrákov, dozvedel som sa niečo zaujímavého.
Went to a place where Beauclair's beggars congregate. Found proof that you'd planned your sister's demise. Anna Henrietta. She was Dettlaff's ultimate target from the start. Your target.
Bravo, Witcher. I congratulate you on your deductive reasoning skills. But what I'd planned has nothing to do with you.
Wrong. Has everything to do with me.
You were hired to kill the beast. Said beast is dead. So go collect your metal and leave me alone. Why must you meddle in everything?
Jo, z toho, čo sme sa zatiaľ dozvedeli, vyzerá to tak, že stále zosnováva vraždu svojej sestry. Tá šelma nebyl Dettlaff.
Regis, he's always saying Dettlaff was more animal-like, less human than him. Might have been so. Dettlaff acted on reflex, was driven by primordial instincts, whereas you're driven by cruelty, hatred, and a lust for vengeance. They hired me to kill the beast, true. Thing is, something tells me the real beast is you.
You've no notion who I am or what drives me.
Tak sen s tím.
Actually came hoping to learn something. It's clear you were out for vengeance. Against those who drove you from the palace? Curse of the Black Sun. That was their reason, right?
It's certainly what they claimed. They said I was dangerous. A mutant. Knights, Crespi, Dulac, Delacroix, and Peyrac Peyran. They got the task of whisking me away, abandoning me outside the duchy's borders.
They were following orders.
So they were, though they did so eagerly. Especially when I tried to flee. Crespi beat me unconscious with a whip. The others stood by and watched. Peyran found ample opportunity to take his frustrations out on me, while Dulac and Delacroix insulted me, mocked me. I swore then I would never forget. I would find them all.
Didn't have it easy, give you that much. Still no excuse for what you did.
I didn't expect you to understand. I need no sympathy. Not from you, not from anyone. I regret nothing. If I could turn back time, I'd not decide otherwise at any juncture. They all deserve to be punished. My sister most of all.
Enough. Your visit's done.
Ah, thank the stars.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
OK, vec je, že možno, že práve v tomto rozhovore by sa to ešte dalo celé zachrániť, jo? Ale pravda je, že ja to pravda, že nechcem zachrániť, pretože chceme iný ending, takže Geralt sa, alebo spravili sme sa s Geraltom k Siane, tak ako keby ona za všetko mohla, v podstate aj za všetko mohla. To, že jej sa niečo stalo v minulosti, neznamená, že spravila to, čo spravila, a v podstate stála mesto stovky nevinných životov v konečnom dôsledku. No to je ale jedno, proste jednoducho takto to dopadlo a poďme sa teda stretnúť rovno s kapitánom stráží. Poďme si pre našu medailu, uvidíme ako sa celá udalosť vyvinie teraz. Ako vidíte, sú tam veľké zmeny aj či už v rozhovoroch alebo či už v situáciách s ohľadom toho, ako ten ending spravíte alebo ako tu hru hráte. Čo si vyberiete. Jop, ale najprv ho informuje, že 5. obieť, ví, kto to měl být.
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Siana's 5th victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits. In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, Your Enlightened Highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Sienna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Detloff. You were to be the beast's fifth victim.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
I have proof.
I do not believe it. In a moment I shall speak to Sienna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt that I can judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Detloff. You yourself would never stoop so low. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Your Grace, as head of state, you should look first and foremost after your dominion. Sienna's actions, what drove them, be damned. She's a threat to your subjects.
You are correct. They are what matters. I must not forget this. Sienna, you shall be tried and given a fitting punishment. Yet we shall never cease to be family. As Duchess, I shall have to judge you. But as your sister, I shall never stop loving you. Will you forgive me?
I shall never forgive you.
Well, a to bol ten druhý ending. Ten nie až tak happy ending. Zomreli všetci. Detlav, Sienna a rovnako aj kňažná. Anna Henrietta.
Need some flowers. A wreath, or...
I've none. Sold everything. I was just on my way out. No sense hanging about with nothing to do. Should come as no shock, sir. Had the funeral. Folk took it all. Men, women, children. All wished to lay a bouquet on the Duchess's grave. Windflowers, peonies, gladioli. But she liked common roses best. I know. Her ladies-in-waiting would come here at times. I'd choose the loveliest blooms for her. Fragrant, big petals, the kind that last a long time. I've still not come to terms with it. To be killed by her own sister. How could it happen?
How? Quickly. Unexpectedly. She was gone before I understood what was happening.
I know you. You're that witcher from the north. The one that saved us from the beast.
Mm-hmm. Could say that.
Wait here. Take these.
Thought you were out of flowers.
I put a bouquet aside. I was to take it to her myself. But you have it. I know you held the Duchess dear.
How much do I owe you?
Not a copper. Keep your coin and raise a toast in her memory tonight.
Do just that. Farewell.
Well. Vyzerá to tak, že celé mesto, celé Buklér, celý Toussaint smúti za Annou Henriettou. Predsa len bola to jedna z najlepších vladárok a Toussaintu sa za jej vlády ohromne darilo, ľudia ju milovali. Ako vravím, toto je ten asi najsmutnejší ending, ktorý môžete dostať, pretože zomreli v podstate úplne, ale úplne všetci. Well, jednoznačne dohráme ho až do konca. potom uvidíme, aký je ešte ten posledný. Dobre, čo máme teraz robiť? Polož kvetiny na hrob Anny Henriety. Poďme na to. Ako vidíte, vďaka tým voľbám je ten ending a tá atmosféra úplne, ale úplne iná. Vyvinulo sa to úplne inak, takže...
Witcher, I was certain you'd departed.
Couldn't. Anna Henrietta was...
Wondrous. Beautiful. Good. The best ruler one could hope to have. Yet I let her down.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one expected Sienna to do that, persist to the end. And none of us did anything to stop her. 'Cause there was nothing we could do.
I suppose you are right. But when someone so beloved dies, one cannot help but search one's soul for blame. And even the hardiest knights grow faint-hearted then.
Come to pay my respects. Bid the Duchess farewell.
White roses. They were her favorite. Go inside then. She lies in the ducal crypt. In one room with her murderer. Despite my protests.
What? Who decided that?
The Regent's Council. A pack of old men who've statutes and codices for hearts. Ducal blood flowed in Sienna's veins, and she was never legally disinherited. So they ruled she should lie alongside Henrietta.
I regret it ended this way, that I failed to prevent it. Hope you can forgive me. Rest in peace.
Stylish crypt, quite subdued. Yes, this is the kind of eternal resting place I dream of.
Moments like this, I never know if you're joking or serious.
Serious, Geralt, serious. It's remarkably peaceful, subtly charming to the hilt. A perfect match for the Duchess's dignity. Ah, you humans, you'll never cease to amaze me. To feel despair in the face of natural processes to which you are predestined. I've come to take you from this place, my friend. Dare say you deserve a speck of respite after the mad whirl of the last few days.
All those deaths I failed to prevent. Feel pretty awful right about now. Can't help thinking I could have done more. Now Toussaint's left without a ruler, or more accurately, chaos rules here. Hand in hand with despair. Duchess won over people's hearts. All Beauclair now weeps for her.
A mass outburst of emotion. Well, it seems her subjects have adopted some of their recent ruler's traits.
Why the sarcasm? Thought you liked Anna Henrietta.
I did. And I do truly rue her passing.
Me too.
Then let us drink.
Always seemed to me you were a very complicated creature by nature. Not one to resort to such simple methods like drinking your worries away.
There exist worries for which they're quite simply, it's no other medicine.
Whatever you say about Sienna, you gotta admit, she was unbending.
That she was. I do admit it. Though, in her case, it would have been better if she had been a tad more, philosophical, pausing from time to time to reflect on the propriety of her actions.
True.
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavour profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
OK, super vec je, že v podstate tento ending, väčšina rozhovorov, väčšina rozhovorov je robená inak, alebo vyvíja sa inak, než v tom endingu, ktorý sme mali ako prvý. Dokonca aj keď tie rozhovory vyzerajú rovnako ako tie, čo sme mali, tak sa vyvíjajú inak a to sa mi strašne páči. Rovnako aj teraz trebárs, nerozprávali sme sa len o takých všelijakých všedných veciach, ale o tom, ako Geralt sklamal treba kňažnu, ako to mohol spraviť lepšie a o Siáne a všetky tieto veci, takže ono to má patričnú návaznosť na to, ako vážne celá situácia skončila, čo sa mi hodne páči. Určite sú tu rovnaké.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
Určite sú tu rovnaké. Počkaj, to som vylútoval, to som teda nevylútoval, teraz to vylútujem. Určite sú tu aj rovnaké pasáže, ako teraz trebárs toto s tou mandragorou, ale je to tu hodne iné. V niektorých prípadoch. Takže to sa mi hodne páči a chcem to prejsť až do konca, teda tento celý rozhovor, lebo potom počítam, sa to bude vyvíjať rovnako, ale celý tento rozhovor chcem dať až do konca, aby som videl, či sa ešte niečo zmení. Dáme si úplný ending a...
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He is a vampire after all.
Kam sa tá pijavice stratila, jo? Pijavica má troška problém, podľa toho, čo vieme.
Damn it, where'd you go?
I did what I had to do!
Dobre, jedna bruxička dole. Tu máme druhú bruxičku dole.
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
Ani nehovor, Regis, ani nehovor. Som na tom asi rovnako. Alebo Geralt je na tom rovnako.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning. Then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
Ah, roadsides, bedrolls, and the sky above. I sense some poetry coming on, which of course brings to mind Dandelion. I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
Z toho Geraltovho pohľadu na konci na toho hráča ma vždycky to troška zamrazí a vždycky sa nad tým pousmiem, takže jop, Geralt si to zažil. A je čas na odpočinok. Ale nie pre nás, dámy a páni. Toto bol druhý ending, ktorý ste videli. Myslím, že docela odlišný. Myslím, že prvé dve časti tohoto odlišného, druhého endingu boli hodne odlišné, pretože my sme išli v podstate úplne inú cestu, išli sme za nevidením starešinou. No a tento koniec docela smutný. Detlav, Anna Henrietta, Siana, všetci tragicky mŕtvi. Čo na to povedať? Zaujímavé. A keď to bol smutný ending, tak bol spravený fakt dokonale. Proste jednoducho celá tá atmosféra na konci toho smútku, ako Geralt išiel dať kvety na hrob Anariety. Well, všetko to malo svoju atmosféru, všetko to bolo spravené úplne perfektne. A aj tie rozdiely v tých rozhovoroch boli také krásne, bolo také krásne doplnenie toho, že ste ten ending robili inak, alebo že ste sa pri tej hre správali inak, že ste ju riešili inak. Jednoznačne, dámy a páni, dúfam, že sa vám táto epizódka páčila, že stále to není koniec. Ešte máme jeden ending, ktorý by mal byť, ale úplne iný. A to myslím vážne, úplne iný. Začneme na jednom mieste, ja sa tam musím ešte dostať, ale viete čo, zbytočne o tom teraz meliem. Proste jednoducho ten posledný ending by mal byť úplne iný, než to, čo sme videli doteraz. A máte sa rozhodne na čo tešiť. Neviem, nakoľko ešte bude. Mám taký pocit, že možno bude len na jednu epizódu, pretože také časti, ktoré ste už videli, vystrihnem a poviem keď tak na začiatku, že ako som sa k tomuto endingu dostal a čo som preto musel spraviť. A uvidíme sa potom. Takže počítam, že ešte jedna, maximálne dve epizódy nás určite čakajú. Dúfam, že sa vám táto epizódka páčila. Like, páči sa mi, odber, čeknite Facebook a uvidíme sa v tej ďalšej. Majte sa.